Alright, so we're taking a look at the new SpeedyBee Mario 5 frame. So this one is like their new budget frame. It comes in at $33.99. Pretty good price. You're going to get basically all your carbon pieces here, battery strap, a basic frame to basically get you up in there. And if you want to get the advanced version, which includes all of the extra TPU parts, arm bumpers, and other little knickknacks, doohickeys to get onto the quad, make it look a little, bling it up a little bit. That'll cost you $39.99 for the complete set. So this is going to be my next 5-inch build with the new newbie drone, that FetTech all-in-one flight controller board, and the new AOS 2207 motors. So this is that's what those parts are going to go. They're going to go into this frame here. So we're going to just do a quick overview of the frame and put it together, take a look at it, see what's different, what's good, what's bad about it, and then you'll see this again in the build video for that 5-inch with those other parts that I mentioned in the previous video on the main channel. And then I do want to show you the new ExpressLRS receiver that they've got. I'm not sure if this is their first one. This is what it looks like. So it comes, get the receiver, some wiring, heat shrink, UFL connector with a T antenna, so pretty basic. And this is kind of a standard size for an ExpressLRS receiver. There's ones that are about 60% the size of this one for the little micro ones, or the smaller versions, but this is kind of standard. You got your wiring holes there on the bottom, micro FL connector there. I think on the other side here is a bind button, which is kind of a new feature on some of ExpressLRS receivers that are coming out, I guess, recently. Yeah, I don't think we've seen that before, but probably a feature that people that were using Crossfire have been asking for. And so this will go into that build as well, but so I just wanted to show it to you quickly so you can take a quick look at it. It looks pretty much like a regular ExpressLRS receiver you'll see from pretty much any other vendor. The carbon pieces come vacuum packed like this, so we'll pull those out here in a second. And then all of the other parts here, your standoffs, the camera mount here for the front, the CNC aluminum, and you get some other, looks like this comes with some arm bumpers, I think, in the basic set. And then you get your silicone camera mounts for your 19 or 20 millimeter cameras. So in that bag was a QR code for a manual. So if you want to see how to put this together in detail, go to the QR code here, scan that in, and I'll take you probably to a PDF file. So look at all the screw hardware, the M3 screws, got the M2 screws here. They are separated, but they're not labeled. Sometimes they'll put stickers on here to label them, but shouldn't be too hard to tell what's what. And here's the second set of bag of screws. And obviously these are all M3 different lengths. So a quick look at the camera cage in the front. The silicone dampener is going to go into that space right there. Pretty standard CNC aluminum. These are the silicone dampeners, and there's a little plastic piece here that goes in the bottom of the frame for, I think that's for looking at the receiver LED. This is your battery pad for the top plate. Standoffs here, pretty basic M3 standoffs. Got some other standoffs here. I think these are for horizontal areas of the frame. So here's some plastic pieces here. These look like landing feet arm bumpers, and these are injection molded plastic, not TPU. So this is going to be for landing, of course, landing feet and protecting the ends of the carbon fiber arms. So pretty nice. I think this is included in the standard set. All right, so here are the look at the carbon pieces. I'm not sure what's what exactly, but I think, like for example, these little press fit nuts that are already on this part of the plate, this is probably where the arms are going to be mounted to. That's pretty obvious. So this plate's a little over 2 millimeters thick. I think this is the other section that the part of the bottom plate, I think. And there's the little grooves here for these little pieces here. And that's to give it a little separation. I think this is where the capacitor is going to go. And this one's about 2.6 millimeters thick. And here is the top plate. You got some countersunk screw holes here. I guess that'll help so it doesn't dig into the battery. And 2.5 millimeters for that. Pretty nice. So look at the arms. They're all a little bit different. Very clean cuts, no burring. chamfered edges. So for the price, definitely good quality carbon here. And these are 6 millimeters thick. Wow. Yeah, over 6 millimeters thick for these arms. So definitely very strong, should be very strong. And just another quick look here real close. Try and give you as much detail on the carbon. Pretty good quality. And it looks like I guess they interlock something like this probably. Not exactly sure. Yeah, probably like something like this. Looks like there's like 3 holes there. And this probably gives it a little bit extra strength. I think these are the back arms. I think this is the dead cat, so this would be the front arms, and probably the front arms are like this. Yeah, again, you have that 3rd hole to lock all the arms into place, give it extra strength, so pretty nice. Alright, so this part here, this is part of the advanced kit, and you can buy these parts separately from the main kit for $10. So if you decide later you want to buy this, you can add this for, or pick this up for $9.99 in the future and just pay for the other parts here for $33.99. But if you already know you want these, and obviously you're going to save a little bit of money by buying them together, which will be $39.99. So here's some, basically some yellow TPU parts here. This is going to be the back here. This goes on the back standoffs. Your XD60 connector. I think it's going to go in here or something like this. Yeah, it's going to screw in there. If you want the battery out the back, but I think you can put the battery in the front as well. It's kind of your choice. Antenna mount here via this looks like a SMA to micro FL connector. Depending on what video transmitter you use, that could be useful. And then some additional TPU parts here. This is an antenna mount for the back. GoPro mount here for the front. Obviously your GoPro is going to go in there, and then if you want the battery cable to come out the front, you can put it through this hole here, and then this will come right behind the GoPro. And this is the receiver. This goes into the receiver mount area in the back between the 2 plates. The receiver goes in here, and then this is where the antenna goes. And then you have these 2 aluminum plates that go in the front. I think this is mostly for looks, but supposedly it will provide some sort of air redirection into the stack. So we'll see. And you get your standard M5 screw to a nut for the GoPro mount. And I don't know exactly what this is. I guess we'll find out later in the video. Alright, so just finished putting the frame together. It's actually pretty straightforward if you just download the manual. It's a PDF file. Everything is nicely labeled. Fairly straightforward to put together, not really that difficult. So only thing that I would mention that's a little bit tricky are these little plates that are in between. There's a vertical plates there, the little tiny pieces that are in between these 2 plates here that sort of surround this capacitor area where you're going to stick a big capacitor under the flight controller. And that's a bit tricky because it's there's a little bit of a play in that, so in the piece, so it kind of falls down when you're trying to sandwich the 2 plates here with the arms. Kind of tricky to get that in there, but not that terrible to do. And then once you get that in there, there's going to be 3 screws for each set of arms. So there's 1 screw for this arm here that goes into the standoff there, and this one goes into the standoff on the top. And then this one goes into the middle press fit nut, and that sort of secures and locks these arms into place. It's a very, very solid frame, 6 millimeter arms. I think it's going to be pretty tough to break this frame, but I'm sure someone will. It should be pretty durable, and it should be fairly easy to switch out an arm. I think you just have to take out this screw, and that'll just come right out, and it doesn't interfere with the flight controller stack area. That's for the other press fit nuts over here for 30 by 30 stack. That looks like that's the only stack size that'll fit on this frame. No 20 by 20, no 25 by 25 available. You do have different mounting options with M2 screw holes here for the back. I think it's 25 millimeters and 20 by 20. So your O3 air unit, of course, that's what this frame is actually designed for, and Vista will work there fine. Some of your walk snail HG0 VTXs will also fit. That should be able to fit this as well if they're 20 by 20 or 25 by 25. got TPU part here that houses this. This is the receiver area here. We're going to probably stick that there, and probably stick my antenna in the back here, even though it's not really ideal for long range. But I'm not going to be taking this long range anywhere. There's a little translucent plastic piece here that's covering this area. When you put a couple M2 screws in here, that goes into the TPU, and that's so you can see the receiver light, see if it's blinking. I guess if you need it for binding purposes, that's what that's for. And I think that's I'm not sure why there's not another one here. I figured there'd be another one here. I'm not sure why there's a sort of space here for this, but that is not included in the kit. So I'm not sure. Maybe this is like an afterthought, and they decided not to do something with this. I'm not sure exactly why that's there. These metallic aluminum pieces here, supposedly for air redirection. Air will come in and then it'll be guided into the stack area. I'm not sure how effective that would be in terms of air redirection. Looks more decorative to me, but you know, whatever. You can put those on if you want, or not put those on if you want to save the weight. They're a few grams. Shouldn't be a big deal for a typical 5-inch setup. And then you know, the countersunk, where I guess the plate here is a little bit sunken deeply for the screws, so the screws sit kind of flat. So once you put the battery pad on, you're not going to have any dents in your battery from the screws. So pretty nice. Overall, the frame looks solid. I mean, it's a dead cat frame, so if you want the squished X version or the hybrid X version, there's another version of this you can select. That'll be you know, the squished X or hybrid X version, but I like the dead cat here, so it's a pretty nice looking frame. And yeah, $39, pretty good. Not sure why anyone would pay $100 for an Apex frame when this looks pretty much as good as that, if not better. Very clean carbon, and yeah, all the parts are included. Looks really nice. A couple other things here: the silicone pieces that go in here for the camera mounting. So this will go in here like so, and it's suitable for both 19mm or 20mm cameras, and that's because this is symmetrical. But you can see one side's a little bit thicker than the other, so you would put it in. Basically, if you want 19mm, you put the thicker side on the inside, and if you want, since it's symmetrical, you can flip it over. And if you put the thinner side on the inside, then that'll be for 20mm cameras. So obviously that'll apply for both sides. And let's go ahead and give you the weight of everything. All right, so here's the frame, and we got put on these silicone camera mount pieces, and this is the SMA to micro FL adapter that's going to go into the back here, and then let's throw the battery pad on. And can't forget the arm bumpers. I will use those because I will be using those as landing feet. Of course, if you want to save a little bit of weight, you can take these off. So it's 167.8 without these. Let's go ahead and throw these on. So with those arm bumper landing feet, we're now at 181, and we'll throw on the battery strap, 188. So pretty good weight for this. There's different TPU parts that you can also get for STL files if you want to print these yourself. There's different like mounts for the back for different antennas. If you have a dual antenna setup, they have mounts for that. GPS, they have a mount for the back for that as well. So it's nice that they have all these TPU parts available as STL files. So if you don't want to buy the advanced kit, which I think the only thing you'll be getting in the advanced kit is this micro FL connector to SMA adapter, the TPU parts, and then this metallic air redirection piece, which I think is mostly decorative. So if you just want to spend the $33.99 and then download the STL files, you can print those yourself. You can save a little bit of money that way. So this is probably one of the better value budget 5-inch frames out there. If you know of a better one that's a better value than this one, by all means let me know in the comments below. As I said, you'll see the full build of this one on the main channel later. I'm going to obviously stick the FETTech all-in-one flight controller there in the middle, and the 22.7 motors on. And I'm probably not going to go 03 on this one. Probably just going to go with a Caddx Nebula Pro camera and Vista, and a single antenna in the back. And I'll probably go with a Hero 11 Mini for the GoPro for this one. I think that'll be a nice little 5-inch setup. But again, that'll be over on the main channel at some point in the future. So stay tuned for that and be subscribed and turn your notifications on if you don't want to miss that video. That'll do for this one. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.